Hi, my name is Mirthe. I am a functional medicine practitioner. And in the next few weeks, I will be talking you through different things you can do starting today to get rid of that layer around your belly, beat the bloat, and finally feel good again. So we'll be talking about the different things you can do day to day, but also why they matter. Because oftentimes if there's something that doesn't work properly in the body that you don't like, there's usually also a long-term side effect. So we will be talking how these things relate to long-term health optimization, prevention, and health span extension as well. Now, if you do not wait for the next few weeks to get these little videos and posts bit by bit, then just click the link below and you can download a full PDF with all the different steps all summarized, and you can start all of it right away. But without further ado, we'll start with tweak number 1, blood sugar balance. So I see in a lot of my patients, in particular, the ones that are what we call quote unquote skinny fat, they have skinny legs, they have skinny arms, but then they have this layer around the belly or they have this apple-shaped form that they can't seem to budge that layer around the belly. Now, oftentimes that is due to something called insulin resistance. What is this? If our body eats carbs, and that includes healthy carbs like porridge and fruit, but more so if it's processed carbohydrates and sugars, they all turn into sugar inside the body. And then our body has to produce something called insulin to take that into our cells. Now, if this continues over a long period of time, many years, then eventually our cells stop responding properly. And then that sugar keeps floating around the bloodstream. And research has shown that once we're insulin resistant, what this is called, our body is more likely to distribute the fat around and bring it around the belly rather than distribute it evenly throughout the whole body. So even if you're then eating the same kind of food, it will be distributed differently. Also, when your insulin is high, then your body is in fat storage mode rather than in fat burning mode. So every time you're eating something that has carbohydrates and sugars, if it's too much of it, then you'll just store that. So what can you do to fix that? The general rule of thumb is for the next few weeks, just see how it goes. I would suggest you do 2 portions of carbohydrates a day. Ideally, that's a healthy carbohydrate like a potato or an apple or a handful of berries. There's more ideas in the PDF if you download that file. And then just have 1 portion with your lunch, 1 portion with your dinner. Ideally, none of your carbs and sugars with your breakfast, because it will set you up for blood sugar roller coasters throughout the rest of the day. And that will actually allow your body to tip into a slight ketosis overnight. And that means that your body is then burning fats rather than sugars for fuel. It can tap into that fat store around the belly and start to heal, start to reset the blood sugar balance. The insulin resistance has been shown to be lowered. And then you can have your little bit of carbs with your lunch and with your dinner so that the body doesn't go into starvation mode, that your thyroid and your other hormones function properly. Now, on 1 day a week, for most of you, you want to go much higher in carbs and reverse the whole thing. So then on 1 day a week, you want to base your meals on carbs so that your metabolism doesn't slow down long term. Why does it matter? So insulin resistance and that layer of belly fat has been linked to a lot of issues down the line. It has been linked to cardiovascular problems, neurodegenerative disease like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. It has been linked to anxiety and depression, but also down the line potentially contribute to things like cancer. So all these things we don't really want to have. So it might be good for you to start implementing these things right away, not just from a superficial perspective. Thank you for today, and I will look forward to speaking to you soon.